Article 17 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Theft by the CCP. 1. Everyone has the right to own property alone as well as in association with others. 2. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his property. But under Xi Jinping's authoritarian rule, these words are nothing more than ink on paper. In China, property is not a right, it is a temporary privilege granted at the whim of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, and revoked just as arbitrarily. Xi Jinping has perfected a model of state-sponsored plunder, masked under legal jargon and cloaked in national interest, turning the world's most populous nation into the largest crime scene of state-sanctioned theft. The dispossession machine, how the CCP steals from its people. Let's be clear, in Xi Jinping's China, private ownership is a mirage. In recent years, thousands of people across China have been forcibly evicted from their homes to make way for vanity infrastructure projects, luxury developments, or simply to pad local officials' pockets through real estate deals with politically connected developers. Compensation, if offered at all, is often far below market value and delivered under duress. Try to resist, and the regime unleashes its thugs in uniform. Take the 2018 forced evictions in Beijing's Daxing district. Entire neighborhoods were bulldozed with minimal notice. Families were thrown onto the street in the dead of winter. Their crime? Owning property in the way of a government redevelopment plan. When residents protested, they were detained, silenced, disappeared or placed under residential surveillance, a euphemism for secret detention. This is not law. This is looting. The corporate shakedown. Private entrepreneurs fare no better. Under Xi Jinping, the CCP has tightened its grip on the private sector, launching wave after wave of purges targeting companies that become too large, too independent, or too innovative. Entire businesses have been dismantled overnight. Assets seized. Founders imprisoned, often never heard from again. In 2020, the education reform wiped out China's $100 billion private tutoring industry overnight. No compensation. No legal process. Just an edict from above and an entire industry vanished. The message to investors, both foreign and domestic, was unmistakable: your property exists only until the CCP decides otherwise. This is not economic policy. It is gangsterism masquerading as governance. Land belongs to the party, not the people. In rural China, land grabs are even more brazen. Since land is officially collectively owned, meaning controlled by local CCP branches, peasants are regularly forced to give up their land for state-sanctioned development projects. Local governments, drowning in debt and dependent on land sales for revenue, collude with developers to expropriate land at rock-bottom prices. Protests are met with riot police. Complaints to Beijing are intercepted by the state's stability maintenance apparatus. Legal redress is a cruel joke in a system where the judiciary answers not to law, but to the CCP's political guidance. This is not development. This is destruction by decree. Xi Jinping, the chief architect of property tyranny. All of this, every demolished home, every stolen company, every plundered acre, leads back to one man, Xi Jinping. Since taking power, Xi Jinping has centralized authority to an extent unseen since Mao, neutering any semblance of institutional checks. Under his iron-fisted rule, the CCP is the law, the judge, and the executioner. Xi Jinping speaks of common prosperity while building palaces for the elite and prisons for dissenters. He wraps his authoritarianism in the language of national rejuvenation but delivers only fear, surveillance, and systemic dispossession. This is not prosperity. It is predation. He is not a leader. He is a despot wrapped in red flags and propaganda. The right to property is dead in China. Article 17 is not just violated in Xi Jinping's China, it is actively crushed. The regime does not protect property rights, it destroys them. It does not respect ownership, it weaponizes it. Under Xi Jinping, the right to own property has been replaced by a dangerous illusion that you can keep what you own until the CCP wants it. And when it does, nothing will stop it. Not law. Not reason. Not rights. Only raw, unaccountable power. This is the real face of Xi Jinping's China, not a rising superpower, but a regime of theft, ruin, and fear where ownership is a lie, and the thief wears a chairman's suit.